Mr. Modise, good morning. Thank you for joining me. No, man, no. This can't be happening. 82 million rand, and we still can't get kids to go to that school because it's built on a wetland. You went there as a committee earlier on this week. What did you find?
Good morning to you too, Mr. Simelane, and morning to your listeners. I suppose it's going into afternoon very soon. I can certainly confirm with you that indeed as a committee, we went to the Maibuye Primary School just outside Midrand in Ivory Park, where we found the school to be fully finished. The school has been built. Apparently it has been 3 years now. But there are issues that we raised that we found there. And this visit was necessitated by the report we received from the infrastructure department when we were asking as to why is the school not being occupied. The report we received was that the school is not occupied because the city has not yet provided them with certificate of occupancy, be it temporary or permanent. We then decided to have a joint committee meeting with the infrastructure development together with education, led by Honorable Matume Chidwan as its chairperson, including the Department of Education, the Department of Infrastructure, and the City of Johannesburg, so that we can understand fully what is the problem. Why is the city not providing the certificate of occupancy if the school has been built? And the report we received from the City of Johannesburg contradicted what the Department of Infrastructure was saying to us. We took a decision as a joint committee that, one, we must write a letter to the Premier through the Speaker that we need to be given an opportunity to open a case, a criminal case in this matter, against the officials in the Department of Infrastructure, including the contract. Because the law dictates that as a committee, we can't do that unless we first start with the committee inquiry. And we have been advised that the best thing to do is to start with the committee inquiry. And the decision we have taken is that we'll do so that we take a holistic approach in terms of the project that infrastructure is doing. All those projects that have not been finished, contractors are no longer on site, the job is shoddy, and so on and so forth. When we do this committee inquiry, we're going to have all the contractors under one roof.
Right.
We want accountability from them. We want accountability from the department. After that, we must then take a resolution to open a case where there's a need to do so. I have been in engagement with the MEC of Infrastructure, MEC Motara, on the school, on the this one of Maibuye precisely.
Yeah.
And we have agreed, me and him will meet tomorrow. And after our discussion, we'll have to bring in the engineers from the department, engineers from the city, and see if there's nothing that we can do to salvage the school. Because it's a beautiful school, I don't want to lie to you.
Sure.
It's a very big, beautiful school.
Speaking of that, Mr. Modise, just describe it to us for someone who's there. So this was completed 3 years ago. I imagine that there must be a level of evidence of this dereliction, when you visited there, because if it's not been occupied, I imagine that the grass is overgrown and some of the facilities perhaps don't look like they are worth 82 million rand.
What I can tell you is that if you were to come to the school yourself, you will see, one, the first thing that you see when you arrive there is a very beautiful school, I must say. The intention was to build something that the community of Ivory Park can be very proud of, and it's there, the structure is there. Except to say that I think the reason this thing has been dragging for 3 years is precisely because the city has been saying, no, we can't give you the certificate of occupancy until you deal with the following issues that the city was raising in the committee meeting. And these are the issues that we are, as a committee, are dealing with. I can tell you there's been progress since the last time we were at school. As I speak to you now, there's been some progress. Hence the meeting between myself and the MEC tomorrow, so that we chart the way forward, so that by next week, we're able to bring on-site contractor, we're able to bring on-site engineers for the department. There are a number of things that we're not happy with as a committee. Where was the engineers for the department when these things were happening and so on and so forth? Why are they only coming forward now? And these are the issues that will be raising sharply with the NEC.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say that, I mean, earlier on you said the information you got from the city of Johannesburg contradicted what the officials at the Department of Infrastructure Development had been telling you. I'm interested to know, and I imagine that many of our viewers would be interested to know, what was the explanation? What were these officials telling you that just doesn't tally with what the city of Joburg is telling you?
The most important thing, which is the operating explanation from the Department of Infrastructure, was that they built a school. The school is there. We can go and see the school. It's big. It's beautiful. The only problem is that the learners cannot go there. The school cannot be occupied because there is a certificate of occupancy that is outstanding, and they are waiting for the city to issue the certificate. And the question was, if that is the case, why 3 years? Why have you been waiting for 3 years? And it was like the city is not willing to play.
I see.
Or to come on board. And
Yeah.
then that's when we said, let's invite the city, because it's easy for you to say city when the city is not here. When the city came, the department could no longer say, no, but the city, you're not telling the truth. The
Yeah.
city came there and said to the joint committee, we can't give you the certificate of occupancy if you have not dealt with the issues that we've been raising with you all these years. Up until today, you have not even made an attempt to deal with those issues.
Lastly,
and you paint us here as bad people.
Yeah, I'm out of time. Lastly, and if you can, perhaps just one sentence answer. I saw a report somewhere that suggests that this is not the only school built on a wetland or perhaps on ground that is not suitable for building a building that needs to be occupied by people.
The school that we have a problem with, which we're attending to, it's Noctula Primary, just outside Alexandra, where it's a school with children who require special educational needs. There's a hostel that has been built, and the principal has made us aware that the hostel has been built on a sewer line, because we wanted to know, why is the hostel not being used? Why do you subject these children to using bus day in and day out to come to school? And
Same
that's
department.
when we picked up that no, same department.
All right.
And that's why we're saying probably the committee inquiry will help us to deal with all these issues at once, instead of dealing with them one by one.
Thank you so much, Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Infrastructure Development. They really appreciate your time. I'm completely out of time.